the marriage referendum has been a social media phenomenon, hasn't it?
It has, and social media has played a role like no other, really, or in a way that no other election has. And the big thing we've seen this year is that it has galvanized people to go out and actually vote. So the numbers of tweets and Facebook posts that we've seen around this have been staggering. 85,000 mentions in the past 24 hours of MaraRef, which has been the trending hashtag, 200,000 mentions in the last 7 days, and over 250,000 in May to date. It really has been one of the most talked about topics in Ireland and by Irish people abroad this month.
Do you think social media has changed the way this referendum has gone? Has it, in a way, promoted too much yes and not enough no?
It's certainly impacted the referendum, and again, I think it's not about changing people's opinions or choices. I think that's one thing that social media hasn't done. I think it's very fair to say that in advance of this referendum, a lot of people who were on social networks in Ireland, the vast majority already were going to vote one way or the other. They already had made their minds up. But what we saw, and particularly from the yes side, is that people were willing to declare which side they were voting for and wear it as a badge of pride. So you saw people in their profile pictures having vote yes or yes for equality in their profiles. You saw nobody with a no call. In the same way that if you walked down the street you saw people wearing yes badges, you didn't see anyone with kneel or no. It just didn't happen. It was a much more public thing. The other massive thing we saw was that it created in this election something that we've yet to see in a political situation in Ireland to date, and something that marketeers crave, and that's FOMO, the acronym FOMO, which stands for fear of missing out. And really what this election did was, and particularly yesterday, and we saw it, Facebook did this extremely well, at the top of your feed you had an option to press a button that said, I have gone to the polling station and voted. And what that happened, or what that caused, was this flurry of people online to press the button upon leaving the polling station and say, I've gone, I've done it. And everyone who's on Facebook and sees something like that in a feed suddenly says, God, I don't want to be left out. I don't want to be the one person out of my group of friends who didn't use their vote. And so they went and voted. And I think when we look at the record turnout numbers, because we've had record turnout numbers, social media played a huge role in actually getting people to the stations. The eyes of the world are on Ireland at the moment as well. International media coverage of this has been incredible. Over 3,000 articles in the last 24 hours published in 1,600 publications in 66 countries. If you go down to Dublin Castle, you're going to see hundreds of camera crews and journalists and press from around the world. Everybody is looking at Ireland right now, and I think the results of today's referendum is really going to have a massive impact on our reputation around the world.